Well, folks, it's the first morning here in Tunica, Mississippi, the Mississippi State Championship for the Bass Pro Shop Crappie Masters. We're excited to be here. I'm with Mr. Bill Braswell from Kentucky, Team Yamamoto, and we're going to set out to whoop up on this media tournament. We're going to see if we can't bring in the big fish and win the Bass Pro Shop gift cards this morning. We've got several folks from around the area and from different places come in for media day every tournament, and it's a good time for us to get out. And normally Cody and I kind of run around and film the other people that are fishing and talk about them a little bit, but I think I'm going to get to do some fishing today, and nobody's safe.
We're going to catch some fish today. Things have been a little bit slow, but they're catching some good quality fish. Not a lot of them, but we're catching some good quality fish this week.
Well, we're going to cut on across the lake right quick. We'll catch up with you here in a minute. All right, folks, we're just now getting set up. Kind of run you through how we're going to do this morning. Mr. Bill, what length poles are we using this morning?
These are 12-foot Wally Marshall Bass Pro Shop rods. And of course Bass Pro reels, but they basically use any kind of reel. Reel's one of my least important pieces of equipment, actually.
Well, it's like you were saying, the way we're fishing pretty shallow today. As soon as we get a hit, we're not going to do much reeling. It's going to be more or less just setting the hook and bringing the fish out to us.
Yeah.
As soon as you see the first little bump, are you setting hooks?
Well, usually they'll take it.
Okay.
You know, there's not a bite to it. I mean, you'll see it maybe get hit, but you'll see it tighten up, you'll see it pull down, or you'll see it jerk down.
Okay.
And set him. Got him, is he good?
Oh yeah, he's pretty good.
He's on, I reckon.
There's a fish on. That's an Arca-Butler crappie there.
Yes, sir.
I think that'll be worth keeping the weigh in.
I think so.
That's a pretty fish. Well, folks, this is what we're after. This is the Bass Pro Shop Crappie Masters Mississippi State Championship. We're down here in Tunica, Mississippi. It's going to be a 2-day tournament, fishing Tunica and Arca-Butler. And I'm here with Mr. Bill Braswell this morning. We're fishing the media day tournament. We're looking forward to, hopefully we'll see some fish like this coming in come tournament day.
Pretty fish, beautiful fish. Big white crappie.
And they're here like you said they was gonna be, aren't they? He said this was a good spot. We come over, got out of the wind a little bit, slowed the trolling down. We're spider rigging this morning, and I'm gonna tell you what, that right there, that's probably one of the better crappie I've caught. Yeah, that's especially in a long time anyway.
Big mouth on that. A lot of people think they can't take those big crankbaits. I'll tell you right there, that you can get about any kind of bass crankbait in that.
These Mississippi ones, you can.
That's about a pound, between pound and a half, pound 3/4. I'd say about pound 3/4 fish. But that's a nice fish. Go ahead and open that live well.
Yes, sir.
Down in there, we'll take him back in.
I'm gonna tell you what, Mr. Bill, catching fish like that.
That's a good.
That was a nice fish, and it gets me pumped up. And I'm gonna tell you what, you know, something that's exciting for Cody and I is, you know, before we got involved with Crappie Masters, Cody and I weren't real big crappie fishermen. We had some, you know, ponds there in Oklahoma that we knew we could go catch some good fish out of, and we enjoyed going and catching them and eating them. But for the main part, we're pretty much bass fishermen. Since we've got involved, you know, Cody and I have had the opportunity to learn a lot. And on a fish like what we just caught, I mean, it goes to show that the things you learn and things that we talk about on the show, you know, like the tips that Cody and I give a lot of times are, you know, common knowledge, something that we may know or something that works for us that we give to viewers. But out here, I learned something this morning, and those are the tips I like to give is something I just learned. Mr. Bill and I were talking, when we hit that spot where we caught that fish, we had just come out of a turn, and he was telling me how important speed was on this trolling and spider rigging. And one way that you can find the speed that these fish are attracted to is by going in a zigzag pattern. And Mr. Bill, I'm not going to take the stage. This was what you were telling me. You kind of explained what you were talking about on the zigzag pattern.
Well, speed is critical. You don't use the retrieve of the bait is by the speed of the boat, not by the crank of the reel. Like I said, the reel is one of my least important pieces of equipment. And to adjust the speed, to get the speed that the fish want, if you're running a zigzagging pattern, and because when you make a turn, you speed up on one side and slow down on the other. And if you start picking up fish on whatever side it is, you adjust accordingly. And that's how you figure out the speed, what the fish really want, because it is critical. It is critical.
Well, y'all keep that in mind the next time you're in the boat. Anytime you make that turn, the outside rod's going to move a little quicker, the inside rod's going to slow down. Whatever you notice those fish doing, find a spot where you can locate them on your fish finder and cruise through about that speed. But folks, we're going to stay here and fish a little longer. Let's get into day one. The first day of the tournament's going to take place here on Arcabola. Let's see what kind of fish these guys are going to bring in.
Well, Cody, here we are, Mississippi State Championship, last tournament of the season. Got a slight chance of rain turned into several showers. Got the team of Joe Meyer and Debbie there, and they, you know, they got 6 fish. One of them was really nice, but we've talked to some guys that hadn't even caught a keeper fish.
Right, you know, and the weather is, you know, that's why they call it the great outdoors. And these guys, they're professional fishermen for a reason. They come out here and they can, you know, they pretty much take whatever Mother Nature throws at them, and you know, they can adjust these fishing situations and all. But like you said, they've got several fish. We're gonna ease around. Maybe we can catch a few more breaks like this. It's like you said, off and on, and we're finding the slight part of this storm, evidently. Not only is the fishing amazing in this area, but if you come to Harrah's and decide to stay in the area, you know, they've got a lot of amenities there at the casino. And one that I took advantage of yesterday was down at the Willows, some sporting clay shooting. So I'll go check that out. When we come back, we'll be back on the water here day one, getting on some more of these fishermen. Yes, sir, it worked. I'm gonna tell you what, too, squaring up like you said, to hit, you know, kind of square to where I'm gonna hit it. I could swing free. You know, I enjoy coming down to Mississippi just for the fact that that's where my family's from, and the fishing here is awesome. We're down here for the 2008 Mississippi State Championship, and so we're already excited. We're staying at Harrah's, and one of the amenities that you can enjoy while coming down here in Tunica is y'all's operation, the Willows down here, where you've got clay, your sporting clays, your skeet, you got the duck range that we shot last year. You've also got some awesome quail hunts, which I'm gonna let you tell about a little further. We're gonna do a little bit of shooting here, and this is just kind of a nice break for me. We get off the water and, you know, been out there hot all day and fishing. I can come relieve, just kind of relax, shoot some clays and have a good time. Mr. Barry Kelly here with me again this year. He brought us out last year and we had a blast with him. So we're definitely excited to be back. Let's shoot a couple more rounds and we'll talk about some of them quail hunts here in a little bit.
Let's do it.
Sound like a plan? Pull. Yes, sir. That one's split in all directions.
There you go. All right, let me show you your first bird. It's going to be this one right here. Going straight away from it.
All right.
Your second bird's going to be that one right there. It's going away from you with just a little slide, not much. Just shoot them right in the rear.
Pull.
Perfect, man.
Pull. Look at there. I done it too. I followed. I watched him with my eye and then put the gun on.
From here and then came up and shot it. That's exactly what you want to do.
Pull.
Right. Just look for that other one with your eyes. You always want to find your targets with your eyes first. You don't want to go to them with the gun in your face. You want to find it with your eyes, then kill it.
I love it. Pull. It'll work. Pull. All right. Okay, now. Well, y'all, we're finishing up here at the Willows, and I'm gonna tell you what, if you get down here to Tunica and you're looking to spend some time at Harrah's, be sure and give the Willows a look. Check them out on their website at the bottom of the screen. Mr. Barry Kelly, I can't thank you enough.
Thank you.
Guys, I got to do some learning out here. I hope that y'all were able to take some of the tips that Mr. Kelly gave me. Try them next time you get out, but hey, we're gonna get back on the water with some of those fishermen and see if we can't get some fish being brought in the boat. Well, I'm gonna tell you what, I had a blast down at the Willows with Mr. Barry Kelly, and I'm gonna tell you what, that was a learning experience for me. He was great as far as, you know, showing me what I was doing wrong, and sure enough, as soon as he told me what was going on, I'd get back on them clays and start hitting them. But we're gonna have to pick the speed up to keep up with this team. They're moving on a pretty good little click, ain't they?
Yeah, but you know one thing about it, next time it's a slight chance of rain, I'm gonna have a raincoat in this boat.
You and me both.
Well, who we fishing with? We got Tony Sheridan and Jonathan Sheridan. It's father and son team. And you guys caught any?
We got five.
Five fish.
We got
a couple, maybe 14 and a half.
Oh, there's one. Oh, man. Well, had a good bite there and
Right
just
when the
missed
rain
it.
kicked
Yeah,
on there.
right when the rain. You know, your dad said when it rains, they're gonna bite those, so maybe he's kind of a crappie expert.
He's Mr. Crappie Masters, isn't he? We determined that last time.
Yeah, we called him something like that, I think. But, you know, I mean, this rain, it looks like, you know, a slight chance it's still going. We got several boats here all around us. And, you know, it might be interesting. We might have more 7-fish limits than we think we are.
No, well, like you said, we got several boats here we can go visit. And these guys got 5, you know, they're in the general area here. Maybe they're doing some catching. But it's a good thing you're not a girl. You got a see-through shirt on.
I do have a see-through shirt on, but I'll tell you another thing. I talked to the fisheries biologist when I was down in Sardis here several months ago when we had a tournament, and they said Arthur Butler, of course all the Mississippi lakes are great fisheries to come to, but I talked to them and they said probably the next world record has a good chance of coming right out of here.
We've seen them last year come out, and hopefully we'll see another one this year.
Well, we know there's some 2-pounders already caught.
Yes, sir. I got one of them.
Yeah, you did. You took second place, didn't you, in the media fish off? Well, that's great.
Well, here we are, guys. This is one of the rat boats, the Crappie Masters boat. This is John Shantz and Clint Walker fishing together. Guys, y'all got any fish this morning? Y'all got any fish? One fish.
We've only caught 7 and 1 keeper.
7 fish, 1 keeper. Y'all been here all day? I heard that. I think we've had enough water. We'll have a rain jacket next time. All right, guys, we'll see y'all on the way in.
Folks, here comes another 7-fish limit. It's the first day here on Lake Arca-Butler, down here for the Mississippi State Championship. It's a 2-day tournament. Today we're on Arca-Butler. Tomorrow we'll be in Tunica. A lot of big weights coming in. Like I said, here is another team with a 7-fish limit. We're going to see how they do, and we're going to catch up with the first and second place finishers to see what they were doing in these conditions. We had a lot of rain today, and they were steadily on the fish. So we'll see what they do. Call today. Get on Lake Tunica tomorrow, and we'll find out who the 2008 Mississippi State champions are.
There they are. Boy, they're good and alive, too. Whoa, my. What do you do to them? You must have a good live well, I'm telling you that. Oh, look out. Look out. We're going to have a new leader here, I can tell you that much. Look. 1657, and there's your new leader.
Folks, here they are, your first and second place finishers for the first day out here at the Mississippi State Championship. It's 2008, guys, and it's been a heck of a day of fishing. Yep. The weather was definitely a little heavier than what the forecast read for. We had some scattered showers being called for, and I think they were all right here on the lake. Second place, I'm going to start with y'all, Team Gore and Gore. Y'all weighed in with 15.69. If there's one tip that y'all can give these folks for fishing weather that they may not even get out in a boat like we had today, what would it be? What would you tell them to stick with?
Well, we long line troll most of what we do, and with the fishing as slow as it is in this today, we covered a lot of area. You know, and that's what I'd say. The more area you cover, the better chances you are catching quality fish.
Excellent.
So we kept moving. You know.
Yeah, we did.
Well, great. It worked out for y'all.
Yeah,
we're happy.
We're happy.
That's great. Well, y'all have a good place to start off for tomorrow. In first place, Captain Coleman. This is a couple of guys we see quite a bit of, and they're always a pleasure to chat with. Y'all weighed in with 16.57 today, guys. That's amazing. Same thing. If there's something you could tell these folks for getting out in adverse conditions or something they may not expect, what would it be?
You know, Cody, I mainly go prepared. We realized that we didn't have what we needed today. I mean, we may do and had to suffer a little bit, but you know, anything from mosquito dope, we nearly got eat up this morning, and we didn't have that with us. But we had wintertime rain suits in a particular boat that we were in, and there's everything. We use about 3 different boats. And you need 3 sets of equipment to do what we do. You understand? We got a big water boat, and we got a shallow water boat, and you name it. So make sure you got more than you need to go with. I mean, we suffered the rain, and the weather wasn't calling for rain. We hadn't had rain in 5 months, and here we get soaking wet all day nearly. But anyway, you live and learn. It probably won't be the last time.
I hear where it's clearing off now, and I'm one that doesn't like to be unprepared. We were, unfortunately, today. We got out on the water, and it rained on us about an hour and a half solid while we was out there, so we didn't have to fight the mosquitoes. That was a good thing. Yeah. But tomorrow we're going to be on Tunica. It'll be the second day of the 2008 Mississippi State Championship. Y'all want to stay tuned. We'll catch up with y'all on the water tomorrow. There's a fish. Two fish. Two fish, that'll work. I don't know that either one of them will be keepers, but 2 on 1 rod ain't bad. Well, folks, it's day 2. And ain't a much better way to start out than catching up with your team in first place right now. This is Caps and Coleman. We're gonna stick around, see if we can't get on these guys catching a couple fish. And if there's a couple of guys in this trail to watch, I would say these 2 are probably them. I mean, everything they do is technical. It's fast, it's smooth, it's the same every time. They weighed in with over 16 pounds yesterday on Lake Arcabutler this morning, and today's tournament's on Tunica. Looks like they're tipping 1 minnows. Fishing about 9 foot. It's a good crappie there. Everything they do is consistent. They may correct me, but I'm gonna say that is probably their strongest point, is everything they do is consistent. If they're moving at all, it's very slow. Looks like they're mainly fishing, just knowing these guys, they're probably finding heavy cover in here, and these fish are held up in some good. There's a fish. Fish on. Looks like a better fish there. Yeah, that's a good crappie there. Nice fish. Well, I asked him about that early bite. It looks like it may do it for him. That puts 4 fish in the boat for him. They had 2 when we got here, and we watched them catch 2. We're gonna catch up with some more of these fishermen, and hopefully we'll get on some fish this morning. Well, folks, you don't see a lot of this in the trail, but you know, when I was a younger kid, I ain't exactly old yet, but when I was younger, that's what I fished with them old cane poles. This guy, he's got a setup now. Cane poles. I think he's over the limit on rods that we can use in the Crappie Masters tournament. But he's definitely doing old school. He's doing it out of a pontoon, which you don't see much of. But I tell you what, it has its advantages because I can smell the bacon that he is cooking in there, and it's making me hungry. But we are easing up on another team right here. This is Team Sandage and Sandage, a husband-wife team. Their son won the national championship last year. Once again, slow, slow fishing. They've got their rig out of the front of the boat. We're gonna catch up with some more of these fishermen, and this is the American Angler team, Mr. Wade Mansfield and John Boise. And said it's been kind of slow, but Kingston. And well, this is just about gonna wrap up the 2008 Mississippi State Championship. We're fixing to head to the weigh-in, and it's not gonna be too long before they start bringing the fish in. We're gonna find out what the 2008 Mississippi State champions are. Y'all stay tuned.
10.87. 13.53 yesterday. They need how much today? 893. You got them, boys. You got them. Don't know yet. 879. John Wood. There's your name card. You got them, boys? He's got his phone up. Let's see what he's got. 1031. And I got 679.
We use Crappie medicine. Out here today, we was fishing water probably 20, 25 foot deep. We was
we was fishing about 12, 15 feet deep.
1657, what did they do today, Bob? 875. Oh my, look at that. 879. All the way up. Mississippi State Champion.
Well, folks, we're wrapping things up here in Mississippi. Joining right now are your 2008 Mississippi State champions, Mr. Steve Coleman, Mr. Ronnie Capps. Guys, we got it with y'all yesterday after you placed first there at Arca Butler. Y'all came out here and pulled it out on Tunica as well. I know y'all been talking tips both yesterday and today. We're not gonna really go over tips. I'm sure y'all about out of breath on that, but I tell you what, something that Cody and I have really noticed, you know, first off, we got to present y'all with the trophies last year. That was really cool for us, and I think probably the way that Cody and I really realized that you guys were gonna be somebody to watch, somebody that we could learn from, and you know, like they were talking about when y'all stopped and helped them guys, you know, camaraderie in the crappie fishing tournament trails and with Crappie Master and everything. You know, that's what it's all about, guys. And y'all do a great job of setting an example. So Cody and I do want to thank y'all for portraying that. But Steve, again, just short and sweet. If you can give these guys, you know, anybody watching that may want to come fish Tunica or Arca Butler, what would you tell them to keep in mind?
Just a technique. Be willing to change from like trolling to jig fishing like we did.
Well, y'all did do a great job of it, guys. Congratulations once again. It's exciting to be here a second time. Mississippi State champions once again. Till next time, y'all stay outdoors.